lesson. You know what? I was eating biscuit before I started this lesson. And in the morning, I ate breakfast. What's the difference between these two sentences? Do we have the same tenses? No. These two sentences talk about the past, but one is past continuous and the other is past simple. Don't get too confused, just stay with me in this lesson to solve the puzzle of past continuous and past simple. So guys, here we have with us certain sentences that will help you understand how to talk about past tense using these tenses. So let's look at the first sentence. Yesterday, Corinne and Jim played tennis. Do you think it's past continuous or past simple? Well, because the main verb in the sentence has an ed, that's why this is past simple. But what if this verb had ing? Then it would be past continuous. But in this case, it is past simple. Right. So if I ask you, what time were they playing tennis? Let's say they were playing tennis from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. So we'd say they played tennis yesterday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. But if I ask you, what were they doing at 10:30? Here, what were they doing at 10:30 a.m.? You'd say they were playing tennis at 10:30 a.m. But why would we say they were playing instead of saying they played tennis at 10:30 a.m.? That's because we are talking about an action that was going on in the past. We are in the middle of an action that was going on in the past. So this is in the middle of an action. Middle of an action in the past. So this is where the action started. And this is where the action finished. Let's try to draw a timeline for this. All right, so this is now, this is future, and here we have the past. This is one moment in the past, and this is another moment in the past. But when something happens in the middle of an action, before it started and until it finished, that is where we use the past continuous tense. So Jim and Corinne were playing tennis at 10:30, as you can see here. This is past continuous tense because we have the ing. Now let's look at the next sentence that we have. I waved to Helen, okay? So waved is past simple because we have the ed form of the verb. Okay, we are talking about one action in the past. I waved to Helen, but she wasn't looking. So this means that we are talking about something that is happening. She wasn't looking all this while. We are talking about the middle of that action. So this is past continuous. Did you notice something peculiar? The difference between this sentence and this sentence. Here we say they were playing tennis, but here we say she wasn't looking. Why do we use this was and were? What's the whole confusion about? Nothing difficult. So we used were with, he, she, it was, okay, third person singular. I, we, you, and they were, right? That's the reason we use wasn't looking. That's why we use was here and were with they. Okay? Now let's look at the next sentence that we have. Matt phoned while we were having dinner. So there is an action that is going on. Which one is that? Having dinner. Okay? So they were eating dinner and the action was going on. But something happened in the middle of that action. And what happened? Matt phoned. That means Matt called. So whenever an action happens in the middle of something else, that's when we use past simple and also past continuous together. So if you're studying and one of your friend calls you, you could say, Rachel called while I was studying. But be careful, we will say I was and not I were. Okay? Great. I was walking along the road when I saw Dave. So I stopped. We had a chat. Okay, this is interesting. We have so many actions here. I was walking. Okay, action 1. And this is past continuous. Along the road when I saw David. Second action. But this is past simple. So I stopped and we had a chat. We have 2 more actions in this. So whenever some actions follow the other actions in the past, we use past simple to talk about them. So I was walking along the road when I saw David, one action, then I stopped, another action, and then we had a chat. This is another action. And that's why we are using the past simple and not the past continuous. Now we have the last sentence with us. I was enjoying the party, but Chris wanted to go home. Should we say wanted to go home or wanting to go home? What if we say, but Chris was wanting to go home? Will that be correct? I was enjoying the party, but Chris was wanting to go home. No, that's incorrect. We'd rather say Chris wanted to go home. And this is because we use the simple past about an action in the past. It's a single action that happened in the past, not something that was going on. And the word want is usually used in the past simple. It's never used in the past continuous. And the same applies for the word know. You could say that we were good friends and I knew her for 5 years. You wouldn't say I was knowing her for 5 years, which will be incorrect. So, know and want are always used in the simple past, like this. Okay, I hope you've learned enough about the simple past and the past continuous, and now the puzzle is solved for you. Please come back for more grammar lessons. This is Michelle signing off. Bye-bye.